What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video with your host, as always, K-Mac Time. And today's video is brought to you by a brand new app called Verve, spelled V-R-V. Now, Verve is your home to your favorite channels, shows, communities, and it's based around anime, animation, gaming, sci-fi, fantasy, horror, technology, and much, much more. Many popular channels and anime are available, including Rooster Teeth, Crunchyroll, Funimation, Tested, Cartoon Hangover, Mondo, and the countless more others. To try out VR combo pack for 7-day free trial right now for just $9.99 a month, you can get all your favorite professionally subbed anime and other shows ad-free directly to your Xbox, PlayStation, Android, or iOS devices. So make sure to head over to vrv.com and sign up today. Link in the description. But with that out of the way, let's jump right into today's video. The PS4 has so many amazing games that sometimes some of them can go mostly unnoticed. They get overshadowed by the AAA titles like Horizon Zero Dawn or Uncharted 4. But today I want to take a closer look at some lesser known games on the system that I absolutely love. Like I said, I'm your host as always, K-Mac Time, and today we're going to take a look at 10 hidden gems on the PS4. Starting off our list is Aether 1. Now, I never hear anyone talking about this game, but it is really, really good. It has an incredibly unique premise that is based around your character being what is called a restorer, or a person that can enter the minds of others in order to retrieve memories. And in this case, you're sent to restore the memories of a 69-year-old lady who has dementia. It's super crazy. The gameplay is so immersive and it's challenging at times, but it never drags. And the game is a full-on fun puzzle-solving adventure, and I love it. Critics scored this game incredibly high, giving it an 82 out of 100, but for whatever reason it sold incredibly poorly, which is really a shame because it's a really good story. But the good thing about this game is you can get it super cheap now. You can pick up a copy on Amazon for around $20. Next up at number 9 is a game that gave me flashbacks to my childhood watching Saturday morning cartoons. Transformers Devastation is a hack and slash game developed by Platinum Games, who also made the Bayonetta series, so you know they make quality games. Anyway, this game is absolutely amazing. The fighting in it controls flawlessly, and it is loaded to the teeth with different robots, all of which have their own movesets and attacks, and it's so awesome. There's nothing cooler than taking on a Decepticon as an Autobot as they duke it out in the streets of New York. And like I said, the game's graphics have that 80s cartoon cel-shaded look to them, and I absolutely love that as well. Again, this is a game you guys can get pretty cheap, so there's no reason not to pick it up and play it and kick some robot ass. Number 8 is a very odd survival horror game called Among the Sleep. In this game, you actually play as a toddler who is trying to find his mother. Guided only by the help of your teddy bear, you have to explore a large, dark house that is empty, but it turns out that normal things can turn into incredibly creepy environments, and it's so weird, it's so scary. Like, the littlest thing will scare you in this game. It's so crazy. I don't hear many people talking about this game very often, and that's a total shame. I mean, yeah, it has a few bugs here and there. They're kind of halfway game breaking, but this concept is so original and so interesting. It's easy to look past those bugs, and I love this game. I don't think it was ever sold in like retail stores, and the only way to get a physical copy was off of Amazon, so that may be why people don't know about it as much. But of course, you can always download it from the PSN store. Either way, pick it up and give this one a try. Next, we have a game called Ginger Beyond the Crystal, which is a very neat 3D platforming collectathon game, and it plays very similar to old school Banjo-Kazooie or DK64 type games, and I love those. We don't really get a whole lot of 3D platforming games like this anymore, and outside of the upcoming Ukulele, which I'm very stoked for, there really isn't that many of them on the PS4, let alone good ones. But Ginger is incredibly fun and cute. It's full of charm, and not many people have tried this one out, and I think that it only got a physical copy released in Europe, so you may have to either import a copy from Amazon because the PS4 is region free, or you can download it from PSN on the store. It's super cheap either way, and it's definitely worth giving another look. Coming in at number 6 is The Swapper, which is a 2D platforming adventure game kind of similar to Limbo or Max: The Curse of the Brotherhood, which are also both great games. But it has a sci-fi twist to it. In the game, you play as a female who is exploring an abandoned space research facility, and eventually she finds a device that allows her to create clones of herself, switching her consciousness between these clones. It's super unique gameplay mechanics here. I never thought I'd think about anything like this. The player just uses this ability to solve various puzzles, and it gets pretty freaking challenging about halfway through the game, but it's still fun. It doesn't drag. It's very interesting. It's a very challenging puzzle, and I like that. The game was actually a part of Limited Run Games series and only had 2,800 physical copies of it ever printed, one of which I've lucky enough to own. But again, this game is very affordable to try out on the PSN store, so make sure you download this one too. Just cracked my top 5 is Zombie Army Trilogy. And you may be thinking, another Nazi zombie game? Man, that's like so played out. Well, this is a completely different take on it. It's a third-person tactical shooter set in an alternate version of the final days of World War II, in which the German army is close to defeat, so Hitler deploys his last resort plan, and that is to turn the fallen enemies and his own people into zombies in order to try and fight off the Allies. Which is a completely crazy, fun, awesome, like kind of concept. It's such a unique. The gameplay is very similar to the Sniper Elite series, and it even has some of the same mechanics, including the awesome slow-mo headshots. You can kind of see through them. Those are really cool. The game is loads of fun, and it's worth giving another look. If you guys haven't played it yet, I highly recommend this one. Next up is a game I fell in love with the very first time I played it, and I am so glad I picked it up when I did. Gravity Rush Remastered is a remastered version of the popular PS Vita game called Gravity Rush, obviously. It's an action-adventure game developed by Sony, and in it you have the ability to manipulate gravity, allowing for these crazy, unique movements and navigation. It's a super unique mechanic, and it makes for some incredibly fun gameplay. I absolutely love this. Also, I love the cel-shaded old-school look to the game. Unfortunately, however, the physical version of this game was only released in limited numbers via Amazon and never made it to retail stores. And because the sequel came out recently, the demand for it has skyrocketed, so it's not very cheap to get a copy of it. Fortunately, I got mine before the price rush. But, like I said, there is a sequel, and that one got a full retail release. So I'd recommend picking up Gravity Rush 2, because that game is also very, very good, and you guys can get that one for relatively cheap. Number 3 goes to a criminally underrated platforming game on the system, and that is the Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams. It's one of my favorite PS4 games, yet not that many people know about it. Maybe the title threw them off. The cover doesn't really explain what the game is. It's an awesome 2D fast-paced platformer, much like Rayman Legends. It's so fast-paced and has so many cool collectibles. I find myself going back through the levels and getting all the gems and crystals and going back. You guys have to also switch between the light and dark worlds, and there's like adds a whole another layer to each level. Super fun, fast-paced gameplay. Absolutely love this game. It's pretty cheap, so do yourself a favor and pick up a copy if you see one. In my runner-up spot is Wild Guns Reloaded, which is an amazing version of a great shooter that originally came out on the Super Nintendo, believe it or not. Now, the Super Nintendo version is incredibly pricey these days, and now, however, you can pick this version up on the PS4 and play with your buddies for much, much less money, and that is always awesome. It's an all-time classic shooting game with the updated visuals, and it plays perfectly. For whatever reason, though, it was only released on Amazon and other online stores, so not that many people even know this game exists. It didn't, like I said, it's not in, you can't go to like a GameStop or a Best Buy and pick this up, unfortunately. So that sucks, but it's pretty cheap. It's only like $40, $30. It's pretty cheap, and it's a game that everyone, I think, needs to at least give a shot. It's very fun co-op playing, 2-player mode. So much fun. I love this game. And finally, my number 1 PS4 Hidden Gem goes to Tearaway Unfolded. And if you guys have not noticed a pattern yet, I absolutely love indie platforming games on the PS4. And Tearaway is hands down the cutest and cuddliest of them all. The paper environments look amazing. The game is full of its quirky charms. But on top of that, it's a very, very solid platforming adventure game. It just handles great, looks great, all of that. Such a cute game. I absolutely love it. Just like Gravity Rush, this game started out on the Vita, but was so well received that it made its way onto the PS4, and I'm so happy that it did. Game is great. The game uses the PS4 controller to turn pages. Such a super cool thing to just throw in there. Not many developers take advantage of that touchscreen on the PS4 controller. I'm glad they did that. Anyway, this game is seriously great, and it's one that I don't think people really appreciated. It's super, super cheap. You can get it on the PSN store right now. There is a cool bundle that I believe is only available at Best Buy. That's like $30, but you can just download it on the PSN store for very cheap. So make sure you guys check this one out. Please give this one a try. But anyway, guys, that's all I have time for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps on my channel. Let's try and get 500 likes. Really appreciate you guys could do that. Also, feel free to subscribe for more content like this in your sub box. Check out some of my previous PS4 videos I've done. Super cheap games, super fun games, all kinds of stuff like that. Check those out, linked in the description. Also, be sure to check out Verve for all of your anime, gaming, horror shows, and other things like that. Links in the description for your free week trial. Love that app. Such a cool thing. Make sure you guys are please checking that out. Super cool. But until next time, guys, remember that's always K-Mac time somewhere. Until then, take it easy and peace out.